All right, so we are in the back end of the property where our shop is at. The church is right here. And then this area here, you've seen us working here a couple of times with the sheep and the chickens, and we've talked about moving them over there just to kind of give you logistics. This is about 2,300 square feet of garden. I don't know how much that works into percentage of acreage, but it's quite a bit. And our other garden was about 1,000 square feet, and we're gonna move these guys over there where that's at and let them clean that up. But we're gonna start prepping. We gotta build a new chicken coop. That little one is just not working out, and the sheep don't even really go in that little barn lean-to thing I built down there.
I feel like we did pretty good with a tarp and some fence panels.
They were just fence panels. It cost me $160 to put that all together, and plus the tarp.
It's waterproof inside because of the tarps.
Yeah.
And there's enough chickens, and the sheep are plenty warm. I think people think they have to have some fancy coop to get chickens, and literally that took a few hours, and it's been fine.
So it's 32 degrees out. Our chickens are good to about 0 degrees without any light, as long as you keep them dry. When it gets to about 10 degrees, I do put a heat lamp on them at night, but it's fine. Look at them. They're out here happy and scratching around and eating. They're going to be perfectly healthy all winter long. No big deal. And the sheep don't even go in their barn. You can see the dry spots where they've kept the snow from falling on the ground. They don't even go in. We can't get them to go inside.
It's like a really important thing. Our chickens go through the poop, any parasites or anything that could make the sheep sick and eat bugs and things. So it's like really good to house sheep and chickens together.
It's a good symbiotic relationship.
The sheep do scare away predator birds and probably other animals that would attack. So they're almost like guard dogs, but they're sheep. It tells Eb they have a purpose, so he doesn't want to eat them.
All right, so this is a mess over here. The basement recently flooded with all the storms we've had. I got to get a sump pump figured up down in that basement. It keeps flooding. So all the stuff that was in there on the ground is now thrown out here, and I don't know if I'm going to throw it away or what I'm going to do with it. And then
your chickens.
The chickens have been getting out and going through Jamie's marigolds, so we'll have to address that in the spring coming up here.
Rake it over and water it.
Yeah, it'll all come back. And then to give you kind of perspective of the property, this is where oh look, we have a chicken out right there. And a couple here. You guys are guilty. I'm glad you like it over here, because this is our rooster Fred.
But look how great that soil is. I hope that soil is good over there.
I'm sure that soil's good over there. The sheep and chickens been living there for almost a year.
Have you been hanging out with your favorite sister wife over here, Fred? Oh look, Buttercup's coming.
Buttercup's coming. That's her blanket. It was drying, and she keeps scratching on it and almost pushing it off the fence. But it was almost getting too warm last week, and so I just took the blanket off her, and she's been fine. She's been loving it. She's got a shed over there she can go get out of the rain and the snow, but she's like the sheep. Most of the time she's just out here. So this is a big mess in the wintertime. We didn't get around to cleaning up the garden. Showed you that. The boys and I got all the cages out of here. This pad is what I'm coming over here to show you, though. This pad here is a 10 by 10. The previous owners had a big hot tub on here, and I am going to build a big old monster chicken coop / sheep pen here, so watch for that coming up. And we'll probably attach it to the back of the barn, because this was just OSB, and then we painted it to try to give it a little bit of weatherproofing, but it still needs to be covered up with actual siding and waterproofed in or dried in, because that's not going to last forever, and I'm going to lose the barn if I don't do something soon. Shed build coming on this soon, and I'll show you kind of some ideas and thoughts I have for that. Those are Buttercup's horse friends. She goes over there. If they hang their face over the fence, she licks their face, and a lot of times they just let her, but she loves the good scratches right here on the back of her head. Yeah, right up in here and behind the ears. Oh, is that a good spot? Oh, yeah.
Who's coming to trim her hooves?
I got a hold of the guy to come trim her hooves, because we got her and her hooves are pretty overgrown. We've had her since November. Did we get her?
End of October.
End of October. Oh, that's a close-up. She likes to sniff my phone, see what's going on with it. We got to get her hooves trimmed. I tried to touch her feet and mess with her feet to see if she would let me even work on them. Been handling her hooves quite a bit, just trying to grab at them and pick her foot up and see if she would let me, and I don't think she'll let me trim them. So I got in contact with a guy, but he's booked out forever, and he doesn't usually just do one cow. He rolls up to like dairies and does tons of animals at once in a day. So I gotta see if I can get him out here to trim those.
Wife some cute home decor.
Oh yes. Oh really? Oh really? All right. We are also gonna raise the fence up. Look at this hen. She's just chilling out up here. And these guys just hop it.
we have gray Americana, we have lavender Americana, we have black Americanas, we have...
It's hard to see how pretty she is.
regular-
She's got like teal feathers on her back.
I don't know what Fred is. Fred was supposed to be a hen.
He was supposed to be a hen. Come on, buddy. Are you tough? You're not a tough guy. Come on. You gonna catch him?
No,
I'm filming. You gotta grab him.
I'm not gonna grab him.
Toss him over.
I'm just gonna open the gate.
He won't go in. He's dumb.
Fred, come on, Fred.
He might not go because you're over there. It's like herding cats. There he goes.
Now you gotta get the girls in.
But they'll hop over too. That one's gonna go right there.
There you go.
Operation Cleanup is happening in the barn. It looks pretty bad right now. But trust me, this is a week's worth of work to get it to this point. After the shop renovation, we just dumped all the tools and everything in here as quick as we could because we had to move our other shop over. And 3-4 months later, I'm finally revisiting it. I milked the cow in here. I've got to get that organized. That pile of lumber is left over from pulling out the apartment that was in the chapel where the shop showroom is now. And then this is just random tools and construction stuff and electrical and all kinds of stuff that needs organized, or if it's not usable, thrown away. But most of it's usable, which is why we've kept it. And I think if I get enough organization going in here, we can move the stanchion over in front of that door, put Buttercup right there for when she's being milked, and then have a lot more room and be able to park the tractor in here. That's the goal. I've still got quite a bit of organizing to do in here. This might be tomorrow's project, but right now it's time to milk the cow. Buttercup won't wait. I did get the tractor in here though, and I'm super excited about that. So we were running a separate errand, but we were close to a thrift store and somehow managed to spend $77 and fill up an entire cart. This is the real reason why we came. Buttercup's out of hay and I've been having to feed her alfalfa pellets. But I found someone that has some here in Bluffdale, about 10 miles down the road. So I got pretty much all they had. Thanks for hanging out with us today and watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, share it out with your friends. It helps us out a ton. We have some really fun things planned for the channel. The chicken coop build will be up soon. We hope to start that next week. And then we're also going to be doing some spring starts for that big garden. And we're going to be doing that on the 3rd floor of the shop, which is not seen very much. So it should be new and exciting.